And that is one thing which does come out and which is apparent when you're moving this bike at slower speed. So that is one thing you will have to contend with. The ergonomics of the Scrambler have changed compared to the Speed for obvious reasons. Now, the first thing you'll notice is the higher seat height of 835 mm, which is about 40 mm more than the Speed. And for me, that's not a problem. For shorter riders, that might be a bit of an issue, but the saving grace is that the bike is very slim, so you can easily get your feet down. At least 1 foot you can put down, so it should not be too big of a problem. The ground clearance has gone up to 195 mm, which is perfect. I have had no complaints with the ground clearance. In terms of sitting, this is still a very neutral motorcycle. The handlebar, yes, feels a little wider, and when you're turning the bike, you do feel like you have to deal with a bigger area that you have to move around. But otherwise, I found the position of the foot pegs, the handlebar, absolutely great. One thing which I did not like with the Speed 400 was when you're sitting, and if you have your foot like this, then the back of my foot was touching the rear foot peg. Not so in this motorcycle. You can see I clearly have enough clearance, so that is not a problem, especially when you're changing gears. The weight of this motorcycle has also gone up. It's now 185 kilograms, and that is one thing which does come out and which is apparent when you're moving this bike at slower speed. So that is one thing you will have to contend with, but that increased weight comes with all the additional equipment that this bike packs. The seat, like I mentioned, is very comfortable, and there is enough room for a pillion, and there is also a grab handle for them to hold on to. So I think this will be a good city bike if you carry your friends around with you or go on journeys with a pillion. The instrument cluster up front is basically the same unit that we saw in the Speed 400. It's a semi-digital unit, works well. The only addition is that because of switchable ABS, you have that option now in the menu. Otherwise, it's basically the same as before. So because of the revised ergonomics and more space available, the first thing that I mentioned, which the Speed 400 lacked a little, was the fact that it felt very compact for someone who's taller, maybe 6 feet or taller. This one kind of takes care of that because obviously you have a longer suspension travel, so even if you're a little on the heavier side, then this can accommodate your weight. You have more space, so you won't feel as cramped on this motorcycle as you would have felt on the Speed 400. So now, if you want something more compact, you can go for the Speed 400. If you want something a little more roomy, then the Scrambler is there for you.